if your other chapters are, I have to, you know, host this potluck, or I have to buy goodies for all of my coworkers, or I have to. If you're saying in your mind, I have to, what is that expectation? Is it an expectation of your own? Or is this an expectation you feel obligated to? Or is this really something I enjoy and I want to do? Or it's a tradition and I want to continue this? Or maybe not.
Welcome to Reframe and Reclaim. We are Courtney Huckabee, a psychotherapist,
and Jen Harris, an interior designer
who have teamed up to reflect,
challenge,
and reframe your mindset in relationship with your personal belongings.
Join us as we discuss and declutter all of the stuff that keeps us stuck.
Learn to intentionally create environments with improved function and design that cultivate peace of mind. Find the reframe.
Start your reclaim.
Hi, and welcome back to Reframe and Reclaim. I am Courtney Huckabee.
And I'm Jen Harris.
And today we are talking about our mindset.
Very important.
So important. We're into the holiday season. We've definitely surpassed and, conquered Halloween with all the yummy treats and no tricks.
So much sugar.
Lots of sugar. And we're getting ready for, this kind of marathon of the next couple of months. And this is a chance for us to kind of reframe our mindset. This is a place where we're getting ready for the potlucks and the fall festivals, and we're getting ready for the pumpkin pies and beautiful cakes.
So much baking.
Lots and lots of more
foods,
treats and,
right?
gatherings and events that are coming up for a wonderful season of gratitude and community and family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
But this can be a really stressful time for anybody who already has a daily expectation, a weekly routine, and of course, keeping up with all of the things that I have to do with work and children and school and cleaning the house.
Yep.
And adding these things on top.
Yep.
So this is a check-in where we're like, how are you doing? How am I feeling? This is a time to look in and say, is this something that I'm feeling comfortable, I'm feeling content, or I'm feeling stressed, overwhelmed, and overburdened? And that is not a time that we want to spend in the holidays with stress, overwhelm, overburden. If it's not something we can shift or, kind of reframe.
I will say that's the one good thing about moving this year is I can just be like, I moved. I don't know where anything is. We're going to just do it different.
Yeah, we're going to do it different.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's really great for that reframe of I'm being considerate of myself and of the situation that I'm in. There is settling still happening. I'm still unpacking. I want people to see my home. However, it's not going to be the traditional or the typical arrangement we've had before.
But we're also closer to family, so it's much easier just be like, hey, will you host? And we'll come over. So
nice.
So that'll be a good transition for this year. So.
And I will say, I love my family. I have a very, very large family. Most of our family on my mother's side lives very close in proximity to where we are now. And we had a shift of a reframe of tradition a few years back. And it was really a challenging decision to make. But this is another example of sometimes we have to see where my chapter of life is and what fits and functions best for me and my family. And we have a very large family, and our family continues to grow. We had a new baby born this year in our family, and so it's beautiful to have time together with our family. We love each other. We actually enjoy each other. However, there are 50 plus people who get together.
Oh, wow. That's
typically
a lot of schedules to coordinate.
Typically, right. And, this is, married in families and families who have other families to visit and spend time with, or people who do drive in from out of town. Mm-hmm. But my husband and I decided a few years back that we weren't going to be going to the extended family holiday tradition that I did for 40 years. 40 years this was a holiday tradition. And we were instead going to be doing something more intimate for our immediate family. And this was actually because of a relocation of my mother-in-law. She is not as able to get around. She is wheelchair bound, and it was really impossible to invite her to really work through and navigate spaces that were overcrowded with our family. Love our family. So a few years back, we announced that we were just going to have our immediate family, his parents, my parents, siblings, at our house for Thanksgiving. And I will say it's more of a burden on me because I am cooking and I am hosting and I am cleaning, but it has helped our whole family to say, well, we will see you other times of the year, we understand, but also have my mother-in-law there and celebrating with her, because we don't spend a ton of time in big traditions together with her because of her mobility. So she can be with some extended family. There's like 12 of us instead of 50 of us. And so she feels really connected. We get to spend good quality time. And I don't have to rush to people's houses. I just get to have the day at my house, which, I say there's a little more stress with my cooking. But a whole lot of people in my family are good cooks. My mom, my sister. And so having them come to my house, it's a little bit of... They get to also show off their cooking instead of competing with our aunts, our cousins, who are really exceptional cooks as well.
Well, I think it's great you do that, especially having young kids, like having a young son, having young children. It's really, really hard when you attend these big family events because you don't know when food's going to be ready.
Right.
Right? And kids are, how important it is to keep them not hangry and keep them on their food schedule.
Right.
And so if the meal's 2 hours later, there's higher chance of meltdowns and all the things going on. So I think it's really great to have those boundaries set, especially whenever he's younger.
And another, an added bonus of having it at our house the last few years is his toys are there. His bed is there if he needs a nap. He's really comfortable. We don't have to, if he has a spill or an accident, change clothes really easily. And so there are a lot of benefits that have added into this change of tradition. Now, I still get together with my extended family and other holidays or other celebrations, but there's an understanding now, that for Thanksgiving, we're not all going to be together as an extended family. So that was a reframe that I took into mind, considering, my family chapter, wanting my mother-in-law to be involved in traditions, but also just, wanting to make sure it felt comfortable for everybody and that people were included. And we get to be included with other traditions and other holidays with my extended family.
Yeah, I like that you're really prioritizing what your needs are, right? And so understanding what you want to accomplish for the season,
right,
and then achieving that.
And I'm going to tell you a little secret.
Oh, I love secrets.
I have a really good turkey recipe.
Oh.
People love this recipe. It's not my own. I found it off of some cooking website. However, people ooh and ah over this turkey recipe. It is so easy to roast a turkey, people. You stuff it, you baste it, you check on it every 30 minutes for a few hours, and people are like, oh my gosh, you've slaved all day. I'm like, not really. I just kind of opened the oven and made sure it was good and saturated. But people love the turkey. I love the turkey too. And, I get a little bit of acknowledgement of, oh, this really amazing thing that seems so hard. And maybe it is harder than some people think, but it's...
So is there a secret, in the recipe? Or
yes.
is the secret just... Oh.
Yes.
Are you going to share the secret, or are you going to keep us all...
No.
You just said you had a secret. Now you're not telling us?
The secret is turkey roasting is not as challenging as you think it is. People ooh and ah over the main course, right? And I will say, I get to stay in my pajamas for most of the day, and I get to decide what the attire is. I literally am in my yoga pants and sweatshirt or t-shirt, and then we serve everything on fine china, which I love. I love it because we get out either my grandmother's china, my great-grandmother's china, or my wedding china, because I have 3 sets of china.
Oh, wow.
We kind of rotate between. And we get out our fancy wine glasses that we serve ice water in, like the fancy restaurants
I
do.
love it.
Even the young people,
So bring your stretchy pants and your china.
stretchy pants, t-shirts. We're having some turkey on some china and some football.
But it's secret turkey. We don't know what's with the secret.
It's an easy recipe that's delicious, never fails.
I've never roasted a turkey in my life. I'm 44 years old.
I'm going to share my recipe with you.
I don't know. I don't.
It's so great. Okay, so I'll tell you one of the secret ingredients.
What is that?
Oranges.
Oh.
So
citrusy.
So having some oranges. The other secret recipe ingredient I won't share except for off camera with you later.
Oh.
But I will
love.
say, I will say, like, the reframe of this is I love my extended family, but I have decided for this chapter right now, as I want my mother-in-law to be included, and I kind of want to be in my pajamas for the day. I want to watch the Macy's Day Parade. We're going to watch some cowboy football, lose again, and we're going to eat some delicious turkey. It's a good day. However, if your other chapters are, I have to, host this potluck, or I have to buy goodies for all of my coworkers, or I have to. If you're saying in your mind, I have to, what is that expectation? Is it an expectation of your own? Or is this an expectation you feel obligated to? Or is this really something I enjoy and I want to do? Or it's a tradition and I want to continue this? Or maybe not.
So what if someone does want to change their tradition this year, but maybe a family member might be very hurt or offended, or take it personally if someone says they want to change what the tradition is? How should someone go about navigating that?
And I will say this is one of the most challenging things in relationships is I have ideas of what I want and I need, and someone else has ideas of what they want and they need, and it may not be the same.
What? Someone has other ideas?
I don't understand it either. I don't know. I'm just kidding. So in an honest and healthy relationship, with respect, just being able to say, hey, this is what works best for me right now, and explaining, the reasons. I don't think you have to over-explain. I don't think you have to make up a reason or justification. But just being honest, I really want my mother-in-law to be included. It's really hard for her to navigate in a wheelchair with so many people, so we're choosing to have it at my house with fewer people. I don't think a lot of people are like, you love your mother-in-law more than you love me. No, maybe yes, I don't know. But there are certain things that we find that is a priority for me and my husband and our family.
Yeah.
And so if you have a loving and respectful and healthy relationship, most people will be like, okay. If you say, look, I don't want to cook the turkey, it's not my thing, I need someone else to cook something. If they choose that it's Chinese food and it's not turkey, if they choose we're going to do tamales and it's not turkey, do you want to include something you're comfortable with if that's not your tradition, or asking if that's something that's possible? But I think communication and conversation is the first place to start. But know that not everyone will think it's the greatest idea or be happy with it.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes what happens in life. But my rules of life: don't hurt yourself, don't hurt others, don't damage property, and do things that feel good for you. If I'm doing things that I don't really feel good about, like if I am, making 3 pumpkin pies homemade every year and it takes me 3 days to do this and it's so overwhelming and I'm not getting any sleep, don't do that. It's okay to say, I can't make 3. Maybe I'll make 1. Or I'm going to buy a pumpkin pie this year. Or here's my recipe if you'd like to try to make it. Those are all different reframes. And every year might be different. Maybe this year I want to make 12 pumpkin pies. I have the energy and the zest and the excitement and all the extra pumpkin. But the next year, it may be different circumstances. So being aware of that and being honest with those that you're celebrating with.
Yeah, and I think, going back to me never roasting a turkey, So one of my priorities is I do not like cooking. I do not like cooking on a daily basis. I don't want to spend 4 hours in a kitchen. If I do that, I will resent my family if they don't say this is the best turkey they've ever eaten. So
I'll give you the recipe.
So for me, it's like I don't want to spend time in the kitchen. I want to be spending time with family. So I'm extremely grateful and extremely happy to pay someone else to cook the meal, and I can reheat it very easily. And I am perfectly happy and content with that. And I am okay not having all of like the super, family recipe extravaganza. Like
There's so many ways to celebrate.
Yes.
There are so many ways. And I will say, for Christmas, we have a wonderful Christmas tradition where we celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve. With our family, with our extended family, the one that I love so much. We celebrate the Sunday before Christmas, and we do like a kind of like a lottery gift exchange, because we all want to have fun and have a gift and receive a gift, but giving away 50 gifts is not realistic.
Oh, yeah, no.
And I don't want 50 gifts for my son or myself. It's not my love language, but it's fun to have like a lottery kind of gift exchange. And on Christmas Eve, we order pizza or we have tamales, and that's our tradition. And
That's my kind of party.
And it's so fun because no one has to cook. You may have to reheat some tamales or buy some tamales somewhere, but we're picking up pizza, we're reheating tamales. It's super relaxed. Again, sweatpants, t-shirts, socks, pajamas.
So you always want to gift stretchy pants to whoever is coming to your Christmas party. Sounds
I love me some stretchy pants, I have to say. Like comfort, what is it? Form over function?
Form follows function?
Form follows function. So my stretchy pants follows the function of comfort for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a good day. The holidays are a good time to break out your old maternity pants if you still have them.
Oh,
too.
gosh. I resented the fact that I had to go back to buttons
Oh.
and zippers. Only on special occasions do I have my
Nice.
buttons and zippers.
Nice.
But again, you get to decide what clothes you wear for the holidays. If you want to wear the ugly Christmas sweatshirts and stuff, or if you want to dress to the nines, or if you want to wear pajamas, I think it's important for you and who you celebrate with to, talk about those expectations.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Because then everybody can enjoy the holiday.
Yeah. There's always a time to dress up and, feel fancy, and but that may not be this chapter, or it may not be this holiday, or may not be this set of group of people, and so you need to decide what feels right for you, but also, if you want to change things up, do it. It's great.
Yes. Dude feels good.
Yeah.
Rule number 4, right? Is that rule number 4?
4, do things that you feel good about.
There you go.
Yeah. So you may not hurt anybody, you may not hurt yourself or damage property, but I don't feel good about that decision. Don't do it. Don't do it. Go with your gut. You always want to be authentic and true to yourself.
Yes.
So, no heels. I do not wear heels. Thank you. So, but I going back to the seriousness of reframing, I think we all put unneeded expectations on ourselves. It's wonderful to make goodie bags for all the teachers for your children. It's wonderful to, receive cookies and cakes and candies for, the holiday season to show someone you care. Gift cards for people you love, but please don't overburden yourself if it's not feasible, realistic, or pleasurable for yourself.
Yes. And I know other moms who spend so much time and overthink and try and put these elaborate goodie bags together for the teachers at the holidays and the schools and all that. And, if you can do that and you enjoy it, like go for it. For me, it's like I would much rather take a visit to the store, buy a bunch of food and snacks, and stock the fridge for the teachers, or do one really nice gift, at Christmas or the end of the year, and
that's your talent.
Be it done. And so for me, I feel like I'm still participating. I'm still fulfilling that need to want to show my gratitude, but it's not burdening me to do this. So
Yeah, and I think that's a really great way to, to talk about that reframe, and then at our school for my child, we actually do a group gift from the whole class for our
Nice.
teachers. So they get a more um, substantial gift instead of, and there's nothing wrong with a cute little card or, a little box of chocolates and things, but something that, for the holiday or for their birthday or for teacher appreciation, and we kind of all group together so it's not such a big burden, and then the money comes together and we choose or decide as a group what would be a good gift for that person.
Yeah.
So wanting you to think of the reframe as we get closer into the holiday season. We surpassed October with our Halloween fun, spooky, imaginative, getting to dress up and pretend. But now we're getting into the gratitude and the community and the time with friends and family and the food. How do you want this season to be celebrated? What feels good and right for you? And remember, traditions are wonderful, but it's always great to make new and fun traditions as needed. So until we see you again, follow us on Reframe Reclaim. You can find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and like and subscribe the podcast if you're finding this information useful and helpful.
We'll see you next time.